so today we're going to be making a simple pillow. So yeah, your first step is to pick out fabric, but I've already done that. Your next step is to cut it to size, but I sort of picked out a piece of fabric that I didn't have to cut. Two identical sides that are the same size. Well, they don't have to be identical in colour. They can be different colours that go well together if you want to. So basically, your next step is to grab your ironing board and iron it. So your next step is to iron it. And when you do iron it, remember to iron both sides of the fabric and both pieces. So your next step is to basically put your fabric down on the table, right side up. So basically the side you want to see on this, or your first piece basically. And your second piece, you will put over top, but so you've got the side you don't want to see up, and you're going to even it up so all corners meet. So if you're wondering why we have our fabric facing out the side that we don't want out before we sew, it is because when the two pieces are sewn together, before we stuff it and sew the little hole up, which you will see what I'm talking about nearing the end of the video, we'll flip it so it's facing out, and so it looks more neater. All you'll start doing is pinning the ends together. So basically, once you've pinned, now one piece of advice, for those of you who are beginners, put more pins in than I have. Some people who aren't even beginners still put more pins in than I do. So basically, I've just put one in each corner and one in the middle. But if you're a beginner, especially if you're not going to tack like me, you will want to basically do more pins than what I've done. What tacking is where you just do big hand stitches and you take the pins out, and so you don't run, and it helps with some people so they don't run over the pins, but with the sewing machine, because if you run over a pin, Yeah, break the needle. I'm not going to do tacking, but I know some people do, some people don't. So your next step is to move on over to the sewing machine. Once you've got that, let's actually turn our sewing machine on to start off with. There we go. So first step is with the sewing machine is to thread it. I've already pre-threaded it now. We're just going to do a straight stitch for those who want to know the stitch. If your sewing machine has these lines here, like here and the lines on it, that actually are markers of where stuff are. I don't know what they're actually used for, but they're good for guidelines to try and keep it along there so you can get as straight as possible. We're going to choose our speed. Some sewing machines, most of the newer sewing machines do have speed. So let's get sewing. And don't forget to take the pins out when you get to them. Oh yeah, and one other thing. The reason why I say to put more pins in if you're a beginner is it makes it easier to make sure you hold it, because when you sew, make sure you've got one hand here that's guiding it and another hand on the end that's also guiding it. So this hand will just be here to try and keep it straight, and this hand will be keeping it tight so it doesn't bunch it up when it gets up there, because we want it to be as straight and as flat, straight and flat when it goes through. Okay, I think I forgot. Hold on, well, I've sewn one side. And also, don't forget to knot it, which usually machines have their own knotting mechanism on it anyway. We need an opening. We need an opening where we don't sew. So how I normally do that is So basically what I've done, because I don't think you could see how I did it, instead of doing it this way where it's where it's going along with the fabric, I've put it where it's pointing into the center. And what I've done is in between these two pins, I cannot sew in between those two. So basically I do not take them out till the time that we need to flip it inside out. So once you are done with that step, your next step will be to basically get your scissors and cut any loose threads off. Alright, so now you have cut all your threads off, it's time to turn it the right way out. Or filling, whatever you want to call it. What's the stuff you put inside the pillow? Now remember to get the stuffing right in into the corners. Put it all into, right into the corner. And you really want to stuff it. I nearly stuff it till you can't put any more in. And for your next step, you will need cotton and a needle for hand sewing needle to sew up the opening so the cotton doesn't come out. Once you've sewn that up, it's time to tie. Tie another the other end of the needle. I go through the one side, I come through, I pull it through, all the way through. Then I go, bring it back over, and put it through the same side. That is it for the pillow. Because once you're done sewing this part up, you are basically done. So that's the pillow. It's the same method, any size, any shaped pillow. Really? Same method, doesn't have to be a square or a rectangle. It could be a circle. Just if you do decide to do a circle one, they are a little bit trickier when sewing on the machine because you've got to keep it curved and keep it going round. So yes, I will see you in my next video, and please like, share and subscribe for more DIYs, arts and crafts and sewing stuff. So I will see you all next time. Goodbye!